Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the class. This is a video recording or the recording material of your learning material for today's online self-study. Let me start. Yeah. The subject is interactive geometry, and then this is a session 2 in which the title is passive pattern. Now we are going to continue the next page. We come to unit 42, which is the title of the topic being learned is passive one. In bracket you have is done / was done. Yeah. Study this example. Yeah. This house, this is the illustration, was built in 1961. Everybody can see was built. Yeah. Was built. Was built is passive. Was built is passive. We are going to discuss more why this one is called passive. Now we compare active and passive. Compare active and passive. Look at these ones. Somebody built this house in 1961. Somebody built this house in 1961. And everybody can see this is an active sentence. We can find that somebody is a subject. And then we have this house. This house is an object. Yeah. Subject starts the sentence, and then object follows a verb. Okay, now compare this sentence with this one. This house was built in 1961. This house was built in 1961. And then this is a passive sentence. This is a passive sentence. Everybody can see that we have originally built, yeah, and then it becomes was built, was built. We are going to discuss more about this one. Built becomes was built. And then, as we can see, this house, which is previously an object of the first sentence, changes into the subject of the new sentence because it starts the sentence. So this house that is taken from this one is now a subject. Yeah. Okay, everybody, I just want to tell you that this material is taken from this book. Yeah, I have a collection of the ebook, the grammar. Yeah. This is a book by Murphy. Yeah, the English grammar in use. Yeah, the title of the book. Yeah, published when no. Yeah, published in 2012. This is the 4th edition. Okay, we go on. Now we are going to discuss more deeply about the passive here. Let's see, an active. When we use an active verb, yeah, we say what the subject does. What the subject does. Everybody look at this one. He built. Everybody can see build is an active verb. Build is an active verb. Yeah. Build is an active verb. Yeah. So because this is an active verb, we can identify what does what that he does something. He does something. What did he do? Oh, yeah, the answer is he built this house. He built this house. Let's say we are talking about grandfather. My grandfather was a builder, so he built this house in 1961. Okay, now we go on. Let's see. We are talking about employees. Employees. Employees is an active verb. Employees is an active verb. Yeah. It follows subject directly. Yeah. So we can identify what it does. Yeah. Or it employs. It employs. We are talking about the company. It's a big company. It employs. So if somebody asks, what does it do? What does the big company do? Or the answer is it employs. Okay, so everybody focus on this verb. Yeah. This verb directly follows the subject, build, and then employs directly follows the subject. Now we compare with this one. Yeah. When we use a passive verb, we say what happens to the subject. We say what happens to the subject. Everybody see this one. It was built in 1961. As everybody can see, we have the combination of was and then built. Was and then built. So this is what we call passive verb. Was, built. Okay. So we don't have built directly follows it, but we have was and then built. Yeah. So if somebody asks you, how old is this house? So what happened to this house? And then the answer is, it was built in 1961. Okay, we go on. 200 people are employed by the company. Everybody now see are and then employed. The combination of are and employed is what we call passive verb. Okay, so we don't say employed, but are employed. So if somebody asks, yeah, what happens to the 200 people? Yeah, and then the answer is 200 people are employed. Are employed. Okay, before we go on to the next page, I would like to repeat again. Active verb, which is originally like this. It follows subject directly, build, employs, yeah. Means, yeah, subject does something. And then when we have passive verb, in which it is the combination of was, built, or to be, and then built, yeah, are employed, yeah. So we are talking about what happens to the subject. Okay, everybody, we go on. When we use the passive, who or what causes the action is often unknown or unimportant. I repeat again. When we use passive, that means who or what causes the action is often unknown or unimportant. Let's see, a lot of money was stolen in the robbery. Everybody, again, we have was and then stolen, the combination of was and then stolen. So that is the indicator of the sentence uses the passive verb. Yeah. And then what does it mean? A lot of money was stolen in the robbery. That means somebody stole it, but we don't know who. Okay. Is this room cleaned every day? We have the combination of is and then cleaned. Yeah, even though this is a question. Is this room cleaned every day? Or we can say, Does somebody clean it? Yes, somebody cleans it, but it is not important who. So that's actually the function of the passive. Yeah. To tell something is done, but we don't care or we don't think that the doer is important. Next, if we want to say who does, if we want to say what causes the action, we use by. So if we want to give the information who does the activity or what causes the action, we have the word by. Let's see. This house was built by my grandfather. Everybody, is this a passive sentence? Yes, we have the combination of was and then built. Yeah. So what happens to the house? Oh, this house was built. Who? Who did it? And then the answer is my grandfather. So we have by my grandfather. Another example, 200 people are employed by the company. Is this a passive? Yes, we have combination of are and then employed. Are employed. So what happens to the 200 people? The 200 people are employed. Who does it? The company. So we say 200 people are employed by the company. Okay, before we continue, I want to remind everybody, that you are supposed to write down any question related to the material that we are discussing now. Yeah, please write down the question in the video comment. At least 2 questions. Yeah. Okay, now we go on. Now we are talking about the pattern, the pattern or the forms. Study the active and passive forms of the present simple. Now we are talking about forms of active, forms of passive, or the pattern of active or the pattern of passive. But we are focusing on the present simple. Let's see. Remember, in active, we use a verb, only a verb. For example, clean, see, and then when we are talking about singular subject, we say cleans, and then sees, and etc. Everybody, we find that this is what we call present verbs. Present verbs. Now I'll give you the sentence like this. Yeah. Somebody cleans this room every day. Somebody cleans this room every day. Yeah. We find or we identify that we have cleans. This is a present verb. Yeah. Follows subject, somebody. Yeah. Next. And then in passive pattern or in passive form, we don't have present verb standing alone, but we have the combination of am, is, or are, and then plus cleaned, slash seen, etc. So we don't have present verbs, but what we have is participle verb. Participle verb. Okay, now, but remember, participle verb cannot stand alone. Yeah. So this needs combination with to be am, to be is, to be are, because this is we are talking about present simple. Now I give you how we change this sentence into passive. Yeah, let's see. This room is cleaned every day. This room is cleaned every day. So everybody can identify that. Yeah, we don't use present verb anymore, cleans, but we use is clean. Cleans changes into is clean. Yeah, cleans changes into is clean. And then what happens to this one, this room? This room, which is originally an object, it changes into the position of subject. Yeah? See, this room and then this room. Okay, I give you another example. Let's see. Many accidents are caused by careless driving. Let's see the combination of are and then cause. I'm not invited to parties very often. So the combination of am and then invited, even though this is a negative sentence. How is this word pronounced? So the combinations of is and pronounced. Yeah. Okay, hope that it is clear for you about the pattern or the form of active and then passive in present simple. Now we are going to discuss the active and the passive forms of the past simple. Let's see. In active sentence of the past simple, we have the verb cleaned, saw, and then another verb. What is this? We call it past verbs. Past verbs. And then I give you the example of the sentence. Let's see. Somebody cleaned this room yesterday. We have cleaned. Clean. So this is the indication of simple past. Yeah. And then in passive, we have a combination of was, were, and then participle verbs. Yeah. Let's see the combination of was, were, clean, sin. We don't have am, is, are because we have past simple. Now let's see. This room was cleaned yesterday. Cleaned changes into was clean. And then this room changes into this room. The position object becomes subject. We were woken up by loud noise during the, let's see, this is too fast. We were woken up by a loud noise during the night. So the combination of were and then participle. Did you go to the party? No, I wasn't invited. The combination of wasn't or was and then invited. How much money was stolen in the robbery? The combination of was and then stolen. The combination of to be plus participle verb. Okay. Um, the topic stops at that point. Now we are going to have discussion. Yeah. Complete the sentences using one of these verbs in the correct form, whether present or past. Yeah. Let's see. You are given the verbs cause, damage, hold, invite, make, overtake, show, surround, translate, and write. Item number 1 is already answered. Many accidents are caused by dangerous driving. We have many accidents that is plural subject, and then because we need a passive, yeah. So we think about the combination of to be and then participle. To be and participle. Remember that, to be and participle. And then we use the word cause. Let's see, cause, because this is the most related to many accidents. So the sentence becomes many accidents are caused by dangerous driving. What about number 2? Cheese, blah, 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 from mail. Cheese, blah, 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 from mail. Yeah. Which verb are you going to use? And whatever it is, remember the combination is supposed to be, and then participle, and then which one? Participle. Verb, that is. The roof, and remember, cheese is singular, yeah, and there is no indication of the past, so this one is supposed to be present. Now let's see, the roof of the building, yeah, and then after that we have passive, so the combination of to be and then participle. The roof of building is supposed to be singular, but remember this is a few days ago, that must be past, in the past. Okay, so What do you have? What are the answers of item 2 and 3? Let's see. In number 2, the answer is cheese is made from milk. The word cheese needs is. The word cheese needs is. Because it is a singular noun. Okay? And then the most related verb is make. So this one, make. Because it is passive, the verb make changes into made. So we have is and then make, is and then make. So the correct answer is cheese is made from milk. Hope you understand this. Now we go on to number 3. The answer is the roof of the building is damaged in a storm of view days ago. Sorry, it's supposed to be was. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be was. The roof of the building was damaged in a storm a few days ago. So please make your own correction on this one. Yeah. The word roof needs was. Yeah. I repeat again. This is supposed to be was because it is a singular noun. And it is in the past. Yeah, so we use was. The most related verb is damage. Yeah, the roof damage that must be connected because it is passive. So the verb damage changes into damage. Yeah, damage. Okay. Before we go on to the next page, I'm very sorry for this mistake. I forgot to change this one. It's supposed to be was. Yeah. Okay, we continue. Now, discussion 2. Write questions using the passive. Some are present and some are past. Number 1, ask about glass. So we are talking about the subject glass. And then we have how / make. And then the answer is supposed to be how. Let's see how. Yeah. How. And then we have to be, because we need the combination of to be and then participle. So make becomes made. So how is made? And then the subject is glass. So how is glass made? Why do we have is? Because glass is singular. So how is glass made? What about this one? Television. Ask about television and then when and then invent. You question yourself. And then we start with when, and then television, is that singular or plural? Yeah. And then what kind of to be do you think you have to put here? And then invent, how do you change invent? Yeah, because we need a participle verb. What about ask about mountains and then how and then from? Of course, you start with how, and then you have to think about the to be. Mountains, is it singular or plural? Is it how do you know this is plural, for example? Oh, because we have mountains with s, so we are supposed to use plural, to be plural. Yeah. And then I forgot something. Contextually, we see that this one is about general information, so this is supposed to be present and then meanwhile this one is contextually something about in the past, so this is past. So compare your answers with the one that I have here. Number 2, when was television invented? So we have when, yeah, and then after that to be, because again you must think about the combination of to be and then a participle verb. Was invented, was invented, and then we put television. When was television invented? The word television needs was, not is, because it is a singular noun and contextually refers to past time. The verb invent changes into invented. Okay, next, now compare your answer with this one. Number 3, how are mountains formed? We have the combination of are and then formed. Yeah, the word mountains needs are, not were. because it is a plural noun and contextually refers to present time. So the verb form changes into formed. Yeah. Okay. I hope that this is clear. Yeah. What you have to keep in your mind is that when talking about passive, even though it is in a question, just keep the combination of to be and then participle verb. To be and participle verb. And then yeah, what kind of subject? Is it singular or plural? And then the last one is we are talking about context. Is it present or is it past? Okay, we go on. Discussion 3. Put the verb into the correct form. Present simple or past simple, active or passive. Number 1. It is a big factory. 500 people are employed there. We have employee and then the answer is are employed. Are employed. Yeah. And then oh, we think about 500 people. What happens to 500 people? Oh, are employed. So that's we have passive, and then this is contextually present. So we have to be combination of are and then employed. Number 2, did somebody clean? Somebody clean this room yesterday? Everybody, you are supposed to think about active. So we don't have combination of to be and then participle, but we have original pattern of simple. That is, so we have did somebody clean? Did somebody clean? What about number 3? Water, blah, 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 cover most of the Earth's surface. Yeah. Think about the context. Is it active or is it passive? Yeah. And then do we need to be? And then water, is it singular or plural? And then look at the context. Is it past or present? How much of the Earth's surface covered by water? You identify that you have by. This must be something like. Okay, now compare your answer with mine. Number 3, water covers most of the Earth's surface. Water covers most of the Earth's surface. So we have covers. We don't have any combination with to be, right? So the word water is subject of the sentence. Okay, water. So the sentence is contextually active. So the subject water needs simple present verb. So the word, the subject water needs simple present verb. So cover changes into covers. Cover changes into. We don't think about the combination of to be and then verb. Yeah. Again, why? Because this is an active. Next, number 4. How much of the Earth's surface is covered by water? How much of the Earth's surface is covered by water? Everybody, see, we have combination of is and then cover. Yeah. Why? Because we have by. So the word by indicates that the sentence is contextually passive. The word by indicates that the sentence is contextually passive. The phrase it's a earth surface needs this because it is singular. The verb cover changes into participle verb cover. Okay, I think that's it for discussion 3. Now we go on to discussion 4. Rewrite the sentences instead of using somebody or they or people, etc. Write a passive sentence. Somebody cleans the room every day. Somebody cleans the room every day. So we change the sentence into the room is cleaned every day because we are supposed to change active into passive. So keep in your mind, we have a combination of to be and then participle. Is clean. Why do we have is? Because the room is singular. And then why do we have present simple? Yeah, because it is contextually present. What about number two? They cancel all flights because of fog. Now, so we have all flights starts, and then we think about combination of to be and then participle, and then think about all flights. Is it singular or plural? And then things about the context. Is it present or past? What about number three? People don't use this road much. So what do you start the sentence with? Okay, so we think about people and then this road. That uh, must be connected. Now let's see. Compare your answers with mine. Number two. All flights were cancelled because of the fog. All flights were cancelled because of the fog. Do we have the combination of to be and participle? Yes, were and then cancelled. Were and then cancelled. The phrase all flights needs were because it is plural flights. How do we know that this is a plural? Because we have flights. And the sentence contextually refers to past time. How do we know that this is past time? Because originally we say cancelled, so this is simple past. So the verb cancelled, which is past verb, changes into participle cancelled. And they are definitely the same. Cancelled, cancelled. Cancelled as the past verb, and then cancelled as the participle. Now number three. Number three, this road is not used much. Do we have combination of to be and participle? Yes, is and then used. Is and then used. Why do we need not or negative? Because originally the sentence is in negative. Okay. The word this road needs is. This road needs is. This road is because it is singular and the sentence contextually refers to present time. Yeah. Present time, see, we have dawn, that is present. The verb use, which is present verb, changes into participle used. And I forgot to write down that we use not because this is negative. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. That was a very quick presentation of mine. I hope that you learn something and then you understand. If you are not clear about something, this is the assignment for you to write down the question on the video comment. Thank you very much. See you in the real Zoom session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.